Welcome to Healing Lives. Real stories of recovery through stem cell therapy at Stem Cell Healing Institute.
My procedure was May 7th of this past year, so it was a few months ago, but almost 6 months or a little over 6 months now. I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis at age 18, so that was the primary reason of going. So when I was first diagnosed, I think that I was very in a state of denial for a very long time, and I think that my family was in a bit of denial as well because it was such a pretty big diagnosis at such a young age. So it took me a really long time to kind of accept the fact that I did have rheumatoid arthritis. But we spent a lot of times going to different doctors and hospitals and all different kinds of things, doing different supplement treatments, medications, pharmaceutical drugs, and also herbal supplements to try to see, if anything would help. And after just years and years of testing out different things, I definitely accepted that I had it because my symptoms were so hard to manage, and my left shoulder actually ended up becoming so damaged from the arthritis that I was being told that I needed a shoulder replacement and also multiple other surgeries in my hands. And that's kind of what led us to seeking out the stem cell treatment, because I don't want to accept having to have a traditional surgery because I'm a single mother of 2 little boys, so I really need to be active. And so I started doing a lot of research on stem cells back then. When I was first diagnosed, I studied my disease and the idea of there being some form of a medication that's more natural that will help your body heal just made sense to me. And I just kind of went down the gauntlet from there, and it's been a long road, but I'm happy. I'm super happy where I am now. So I was doing some research on YouTube actually, and spent a lot of time looking up different doctors and hospitals and different stem cell institutes to apply to. I've actually been accepted into a few other stem cell institutes. After seeing doctors on YouTube very shortly before making the phone call to come see you guys, I felt so drawn to her, and the way that she did her treatments made a lot of sense to me as far as really targeting the lymph node system and doing a bone marrow aspiration. So then she's therefore using the patient's own stem cells. That was a big key factor for me with going with a doctor that used your own stem cells rather than the umbilical cords. Yeah, she just kind of really stuck out to me a lot for that purpose. I love that she uses the patient's own stem cells. Yeah, the protocol was extremely smooth with her. Everything was very straightforward. She had everything in a document listed as to what to expect, how to prepare before going. I did have to do a bit of a detox before going, so I was very careful about my diet, the food that I was eating, how much water I was taking in. You cannot have any alcohol, so I was sober for months before going. I still am sober now, just because that can really damage the stem cells a lot, drinking alcohol, and I think that's important for people to really know. The preparation was a lot. I expected it, and I was fully ready for it, but it was a lot as far as, just from being someone that's coming from the United States and traveling so far, you're with the travel and all of that, which really didn't have much of an impact on it because we didn't start treatment until the next day, but it was just a lot getting acclimated from like the time difference, the travel, and just kind of like getting set in. And then we jumped right into everything, which was great. But with doing, like, we had stem cell stimulating shots that we were doing, we were taking supplements, we were drawing blood and doing IVs. I was tired. I was definitely tired, like, by the end of the day. So, I wouldn't, fabricate that in any way. It's true, like, it is exhausting. It's definitely like you're leading up to something that's so big. So it is a big preparation as well, but nothing that is not attainable. I mean, it was great. The treatment was not painful at all. We ended up doing an additional procedure on myself to retrieve more stem cells because we were worried about draining my bone marrow completely. So we did do a little bit of a lipo on my thighs, which I've never experienced a sensation like that. And honestly, even with having the lipo done, which was in my mind pretty invasive, but they did an amazing job, and the recovery was like extremely smooth. I honestly expected the recovery to be much harder, and it wasn't. It was very smooth. Even the bone marrow aspiration, there really wasn't much pain. I mean, she told me, she said it will feel like it's bruised, like your back where you have the aspiration will feel like a bruise. And she was right. It really didn't bother me much at all, which was great. No, so as far as the bone marrow aspiration went, no, my legs, because of having the lipo, that was an adjustment, getting used to like kind of walking with my legs the way they were. But I mean, I still walked. I walked all the way to the mall the day after my procedure, and I was fine. I walked back. We went to the grocery store. I wasn't like laying down, in pain and couldn't move. I was still very, very active, which was shocking to me. And I applaud her for that, because that was impressive, really, very impressive. So she did come to us like 2 days before my procedure, and she suggested, it was just kind of like an idea that she had and a suggestion to retrieve more stem cells if we were okay with it. And it worked out great. It was a good decision. I'm glad she did it, and I think that it was definitely beneficial. I have had a little bit of arthritic pain post-procedure. I did expect that a little bit, and I do think that diet plays a huge role, and definitely stress management and sleep. So I think that those three things are really important when you're managing rheumatoid arthritis, and making sure that you're still supplementing with anti-inflammatory supplements to keep that inflammation down naturally. But immediately after the treatment, my energy levels were like, that was a good thing. Like, my energy levels increased a lot right after the surgery. And that was a huge win for me, because with having an autoimmune, I'm tired a lot. Like, I'm very fatigued. And since the procedure, I've had amazing energy. I'm able to get like everything done again. I feel like I'm able to keep up with my house chores and my work and my kids. My pain is much less. My arthritic pain is much less. So before I went, I had very bad active flares where my autoimmune response was basically turned on, and I was constantly fighting to keep my body under control, the inflammation and all of that. And post-procedure, it has not been that bad at all. It's been much better. So I do still have a little bit of pain here and there, but it's really not even comparable to before. I was much worse before I had my procedure. I received a lot of localized injections in my fingers and in my shoulder, and that's been really great. I've definitely had my strength has increased a lot in my hands, which has been very huge for me because I wasn't really even able to lift up like a pot to cook before without like excruciating pain. My shoulder that she injected, the shoulder that I'm trying to avoid having a shoulder replacement in, I've been able to use it much more. I'm like lifting it up. I'm able to like, I couldn't even lift my hand up above my head and like shower correctly. So this has been a major improvement. Still a long way to go, and I plan on doing much more strength building and to see how far I can really push it. But it's been a great improvement and a really good get my health back on track. I've been incredible. I've been so much happier. I've been much more, just kind of mentally more here, because before it was so much about like, I'm in so much pain, I can barely function, and depression, anxiety, and stress, that now I'm just a lot lighter, and it makes it so much better for all of us. And I'm much more active, which is a huge plus. You know, I'm able to keep up with my house, and yeah, it's been major, and especially with work, because it's been hard for me, very hard financially to keep up. And now it's like I have the energy to do everything that I need to do, to work my social media, you know, make the phone calls I need to make, follow up with the emails, and everything that I have to do is really, it's been kind of just working out since, which has been great.